They won't even notice.
Yearning for safety.
They won't notice even. Yeah. You can't believe how much people don't know these things. When I went to the UK, I talked to some people from the House of Lords. This is within the last 6 months. The most astute of the people sitting in the House of Lords had only become aware of the woke movement in the last 18 months. Oh yes, you just can't believe how much this is not on people's radar. Not someone like you can't believe that at all, because it's on your radar all the time. That's not, you live in a world that's on the cutting edge of this sort of thing. It's like, people have no idea. It's like, well, why not have a digital passport? I mean, you know, how convenient. It's like, fair enough, and you can understand that. Wouldn't it be nice if we could pay for everything with our phones? It's like, wouldn't it be nice if the central government, who's woke-oriented and makes carbon dioxide remediation the priority, knows exactly what you spend on everything, so they can target you tax-wise with precision? It's like, oh, didn't think about that. It's like, yeah, you sure didn't. And oh yes, it's highly probable. It'll be a miracle if we escape from that. You can see these signs of this everywhere. You know, when you go through airports now, there's a lot of automated barriers. You show your passport. It's like, well, these are automated barriers. What if you can't go through them? Well, that's the situation for many people in China. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to argue with the machine? Like, you just cannot imagine how screwed you are. Once the machines can lock you out, you are in such trouble. And we're speeding towards that with an immense lack of care.
Dear passengers, people who travel without tickets or behave disorderly or smoke in public areas will be punished according to regulations, and the behavior will be recorded in the individual created information system. To avoid any negative record of person operated, please follow the relevant regulations and help with the orders on the train and at the station. 请看镜头，提对成功，操作成功。欢迎光临。验证区慢。验证区慢。
Finally, we've all left our wallets at home before, but forgetting your ID could soon be a thing of the past. The UK will reportedly issue digital driving licenses. The digital ID will be made available through a government app in an effort to make people's lives easier.
Shalom, back again with another video. And before I begin this lesson, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles who rule well, who I've learned this truth from. I want to say peace and salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring, pushing this word out in all truth and in sincerity. I also want to say shalom to you Israelite sisters that may be listening, and also to you Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You may look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the chosen seed line. So I played a couple clips at the start of this video. I'm just showing you that we're coming into those times, you know, that the scriptures spoke of. You know, they're getting ready to introduce and roll out this digital ID system, which will eventually turn into the RFID micro C-HIP system. You know, it's going to be implemented soon. It just goes to show you that the elders and apostles, you know, of Great Millstone, starting with the head apostles, and the like-minded brothers on down have been saying for years, saying for years that this system was coming. You have other Israelite camps out there that were teaching that the RFID micro C-HIP is not the MOTB, mark of the beast. But you know, it goes to show you. It goes to show you, like you saw the clips for yourself. And the way that Esau works, right? The way that Esau works is in stages. He doesn't do everything all in one go, and that's what people are expecting, is that one day they wake up and on the news outlets, you got to get this C-HIP, you know. They're not gonna announce it like that. They're gonna make it in stages and gonna make it a convenience for people. So as you saw from that news report, that they're looking, you know, you forget your wallet, you know, you forget your ID, you know, you can't buy cigarettes or you can't buy alcohol because you haven't got ID with you. But fear not, we've got this system, you know, this digital system that you'll be able to pull up your ID anywhere you are, you know. they try to make it convenient, and a lot of people would prefer the convenience over the hassle of walking out the door, forgetting their wallets, and not having their ID with them, not being able to get into a club or something, and also using that to stop kids from, underage kids from getting hold of stuff that they need ID for, you know what I mean? Like fake IDs and all that other stuff. Like, this system is here, we're at that point. So the fact that we're now here just goes to show you that, the prophecies are being fulfilled, right? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I'm going to go straight to the point. Verse 3, it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. That time is now," right? It says, "But at the end it shall speak." So we're at the end, and that's how we understand the time that we're in. We're in the time of the end, because now at the end, it's starting to speak. We're starting to see these things, right? It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry," though it's taken a long time to get to the, get to the point. Like I say, it works in gradual stages. That's how Esau operates, in secrecy and in gradual stages, right? It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Now, starting with the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the like-minded brothers on down, we've been saying for years that although it hasn't happened, because when you're bringing it out, people are expecting signs. They're expecting to know, pinpoint exactly when it's going to happen, so then they can say, "Oh, you were right." But it doesn't work in that way. It works in stages. So, when you bring it out and you say, this is where, Esau, Edom, the wicked nation that's ruling right now, this is where they're heading. This is where they're going, right? Some people are looking for signs, like, well, I don't see it. I can't see it. It's because you haven't, you don't have the vision. The Lord didn't open up your eyes to be able to see it. But he's opened the eyes of the head apostles and elders of, Great Millstone and the like-minded brothers. I myself, I'm not a part of the Great Millstone camp. However, I do strictly learn only from them, because they have the 100% truth, right? It says, "Because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So although it's tarrying, it's taken a long time for it to happen. Like, don't count it out as not being factual because you just can't see it. It means that eventually you'll see it. And we're starting to see now. You can see the signs from the video or the clips at the start of this video. You can see where they're going, right? Now, we're at that point, right? And it says in the scriptures, and this is one of the main popular scriptures for this prophecy to come to pass, right? And it says, "And he causeth all." And who's the he? The wicked nation that's in rulership, right? It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name," right? So this is that digital system that's coming into play, because once that digital system is fully implemented, you ain't going to be able to buy anything. You ain't going to be able to take part in anything. You ain't going to be able to sell anything in this society unless you have that mark. And they'll have it that way because that's what they're aiming for. You can look at the World Economic Forum, all the elites. They're telling you their plans before they happen, right? They slip up sometimes because they say certain things that they think people ain't aware of. But, you have places like TikTok, Instagram, where people are bringing out these facts, this information, which, again, this is conspiracy theory, but, you could even say like TikTok was taken offline for the Americans because they were bringing out too much information, right? But again, this is just hearsay. This is just my opinion, right? But again, they've re-enabled it now because obviously it had a negative effect for them, right? So it's back now and everybody's happy. It's almost like the bread and circus. People would have revolted because, when it comes to like apps like TikTok, people use that for their livelihood to survive. And you've basically just canceled that for 170 million people. You've canceled that overnight and people don't know what to do. People are panicking, right? Which again would have sparked, I guess, a revolution in the country, you know what I mean? So it was only wise for them to bring that back online, man. Do this whole big show and dance and make Donald Trump seem like he's the right man for the job, not knowing that Donald Trump is working with the elites, man. It's all a show and dance, man. The world is a stage. But I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast." So, like, let me read that again. It says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 666. And we know that's Esau Edom, right? I'm going to jump over to the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24 quickly, right? Because it reads, this is Job 9 and 24. "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Right? It's a bit of a rhetorical question, but it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's in the rulership seat at the moment? Who's the one that's making all the decisions, affecting everything across the globe? Right? America puts their nose in everybody's business and meddles in affairs that have nothing to do with them. But Esau Edom just has that "I want to be included" spirit. I need to be included. I need to be on top. That's why they want to push this NWO agenda out to the world, man. And that digital system's going to lock everybody in place, and he's going to be at the top of it. And we understand that this is the nation of Esau Edom, because it says he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who was the ultimate judge? Yahweh Shai. They changed his image from being a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah to a European pasty, stringy-haired hippie, right? They did that during the Renaissance period. Okay, so I'm going to jump back over. I'm going to jump over to the book of Revelation, right? Because we understand that the time that we're coming into, because the season is here. This is what we understand, right? This is Revelation chapter 2. And I'm going to read verse 10, right? Because there will come a time that, the men of the Lord are going to be persecuted. And these are the days that we were warning everybody about, or the men of the Lord were warning the people about, starting with the elders and apostles and like-minded brothers on down, those that are in the truth, that follow the truth of Great Millstone, because Great Millstone has the 100% truth. Other Israelite groups, they shy away from this topic. There's not really a lot that go into this topic outside of Great Millstone, right? But this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." Right? Now, we're out here telling you, in a sense, this is the thing that the nation of Esau Edom has planned. Like, he wants to lock everybody in this digital system, to where everybody bows to him. Because if you don't bow, he can switch off your access to society. I think a lot of people were learning after the TikTok ban. People were going over to this Chinese app. I don't know if it's called Redbook or Rednote, something like that. This popular Chinese app that's like similar to TikTok, right? And they were finding out about this. Is a communist. China is a communist country, which doesn't allow freedom of speech. And they were looking at the social credit score system. And a lot of questions were being asked about the social credit score system. And that's what the UK and the rest of the world, is going to implement. They already did it in Australia, I believe. Australia's digital system, digital IDs, they've already been implemented. I think some other countries as well. But now, the next on the list is the UK. Like I say, it's in that gradualism, little piece by piece, brick by brick, It says, "And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Now, it's not talking a literal 10 days. It's just a period of time. So, a period of time, you're going to be locked up. You're going to go through tribulation. You never know what these devils might have in store, right? You never know, right? But it says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." It's what we have to look at. Laser focus on the end goal. As long as I do as the Lord's commanded, say no to the RFID micro C-HIP system, say no to Esau and his bowing down. Like, ain't doing none of that crap, right? then, you know, the reward at the end, even if we're put to death, the reward at the end is that crown of life and being with Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, and all the heavenly host. You know, that's the goal, right? That's what we're fighting for, right? It says here it's like in the book of Revelation, chapter 14, right? And this is what we're preaching, right? It says, this is Revelation 14. I'm going to read verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the point, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, his righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Like, the Lord ain't dealing with you. If you accept that micro C hip and that digital beast system, the Lord looks at you as an enemy, and you're going to be destroyed with them, right? The Lord ain't playing around. He ain't playing no games. He's literally telling you that if you join up with his beast system, you don't belong to me, so I'm destroying you, right? Simple as that, simple and plain. Now, you know the angels love to please him that sent them, you know. So if the Lord gives a command to an angel, the angel's going to fulfill that perfectly, right? You got an example, I believe it's in 2 Kings in the 19th chapter, where the angel, the Lord sent the angel to the Assyrian camp and killed about 185,000 soldiers. And it was getting so bad that the Lord had to tell the angel to stop. Like, because the angel was pleased to just start slicing them all down. You know what I mean? Like, those are beautiful, you know, beautiful stories to hear. Because it's like, you know, matter of fact, let me get it in the book of Daniel, right? I think it's in the 12th chapter and first verse. Yeah. So it says here in Daniel 12:1, it says, and at that time, what time is that? That's the time of Jacob's trouble, time of tribulation, when the men of the Lord are going to be rounded up in them FEMA camps and cast into prison, like we just read in Revelation, right? It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. So them angels going to be protecting the men of the Lord, man. They're going to be, man, you can only imagine, right? So we ain't got nothing to fear. We ain't got nothing to fear, really. You know, we just got to stay the course, man. We got to teach our people to say no. You know, the ones that receive it are the ones that receive it. The Lord is dealing with. The ones that bug out and give up at the last, you know, just should have known better, man. You should know better, you know. Like, my mindset right now, my spirit is saying, to hell with that, man. I'll go through the struggle, you know. It's easy for me to say it now, like, you know, and I don't plan. But again, you know, I don't know what situation I'm in put in. Lord willing, I have the strength to spit in their face and tell them I ain't taking shit, you know, Lord willing. But again, I guess we'll see when it comes to it. But my spirit right now is absolutely, emphatically, hell no. I ain't taking nothing you're offering. I ain't accepting nothing you're offering, right? But again, let me just quickly run to the book of Ezra, because again, we understand that this is being pushed out now at a more rapid rate. So we're starting to see these signs come into pass. And the reason being is that Esau understands, Esau the wicked that are ruling right now, understand what time we're in. They understand that their time is up. So they're trying to quickly push it through, you know, to try and, in an attempt to try and cut the men of the Lord off from the Lord, because they'll make us the enemy of the state. They'll convince people that we're a threat. And you can see all these events that have taken place, these false flag events. Well, I don't want to say they're false flag events, because they're events that did actually happen. But, you know, you never know. You never know what plans Esau's cooking up in secret, right? But, you know, we understand, you know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. But again, you know, Esau Edom's trying to push that plan through, so the men of the Lord are not on the scene. Esau Edom wants the men of the Lord off the scene, because it ruins his plans. He's trying to get his blessing back and he's trying to go about it in an artificial way, which is going to fail ultimately. But this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. And this sort of is the reason. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. We are at the end, right? So Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau knows he's at his end, and he's trying to beat it, but he ain't going to beat, he's going to fail. And guess what, brothers and sisters? We got next, man. We're the beginning of it that followeth. Righteous rulership, right? Righteous management. We're going to put this world back in order. It's going to be beautiful again. But I just see that clip. I wanted to quickly put a lesson down. And Lord willing, I pray that this was edifying. But it's on to the next. Lord willing, shalom.